Hello and happy holidays, everyone. Today I have a very special, mm, the smoke room, uh, video for you guys. It is a alternate reality, modern, the smoke room, uh, thingy. uh, as you can see here, we have Nick, Will, Cliff, and Murdoch along with Sam, and they're posing for a picture. And without revealing too much, this is a very wholesome. Uh, it's not an update, but it's a story, I guess. It's a Christmas story. So yeah, since it's the Christmas day today that I'm recording this, and hopefully that I post this, even if it's going to be outside of the 8 a.m. hour that I post, you guys get to see it or whatever. Anyways, but yeah, you can see that they're all wearing modern clothing. So yeah, this is a painfully modern, I guess. But yeah, at least they're not all gonna be dying. Horrible deaths. So anyways, without further ado, let's begin. Which is a very short story anyway, so to be able to do it. Tired. Tired of hearing Mariah Carey on the radio for the 10th goddamn time. Tired of driving around since 7:30 in the morning for God knows how long because Will's the only one who managed to put chains on his tires, and he is too hungover to drive. Hey, pull over. What? Why? Why do you think? Gotta piss. Can't you fucking hold it? It's not a big deal, Sam. People piss besides the road all the time. No, they don't, you fucking animal. Oh, give me a goddamn break. When you gotta go, you gotta go. Christ. I roll to a stop where there's plenty of trees and a safe enough place to pull over. Won't be long. If you get caught, I don't know you. Calm down. He walks off into the bushes. I feel like my headache is almost gone until she's back again on the station. I move my hand to the car radio to change the knob, and Will slaps it out of the way. What the hell? My truck, my rules. I don't want to listen to Christmas carols anymore. If you're dragging my ass to the strip mall, we're gonna have a holly jolly Christmas. They haven't even played that one. It's been Mariah fucking Carey and Jingle Bell Rock on loop. All she wants for Christmas is you, Sam. Fuck off. Well, we are out of lube. Might come in handy for later. I'll put it on the Fitbit. Doubt that's necessary. You don't tend to forget things. Well, I have one, so I'll use it. You have a smartphone too. Fuck smartphones. Most people use smartphones so that they can get calls that they never answer because half of the time it's a goddamn telemarketer. For sending text messages, Will. I can do that on a computer. Not on the go, you can't. Why the hell would I want to talk to somebody when there's things I have to do? Maybe just in case there's an emergency? The Fitbit alerts me when I get a text. But it won't let you send any. Exactly. Did I forget to say that it's modern times? I bite my lip as we pass over a bridge. Nikolai is shuffling around outside, waiting with his hands in his pockets. I roll down the window as the truck rolls up to him. Samuel! You are driving Will's truck today? Unfortunately. Well, the timing is good. Our heater is broken again. Didn't they just fix it? They said that this winter is unusually cold. Haven't had to use them for 50 years. Christ. Those aren't even the cheapest apartments in Peyton. Maybe you ought to think about moving? It is fine. Most of the year. Is Yao okay with it? He is spending the holiday with Chang, so I could not tell you. At this point, I should try to fix them myself. Are you certified to do that? My apartment is cold, Samuel. Well, hop on in, it's fucking freezing. Oh, this? It's barely a dusting. At least the sun is out. Real cold is in the dark. Without the heater. We get it. You can stay the night. And on Christmas Eve? This warms my heart. Unlike my heater. Don't forget your mask. Of course. I used to think Will's truck was too big. But now I'm watching Nick squeeze into the back seat. And I'm starting to wonder if it's going to have enough space. Are Cliff and Murdoch even gonna fit in here? Next stop is the Burns house. We pass by a yard with a freshly built igloo and a display with two-headed snowmen, and we see Murdoch and Cliff walk up to the truck. But there's something different about Cliff. New glasses? Y'all look like you've been busy. Well, it's never snowed this much before, so I wanted to make an igloo while we waited for you. I thought it would be cold inside, but it was surprisingly warm. That's because the snow is full of air pockets, which act as a great insulator. Cold, dense air falls to the bottom of the igloo and warm air rises, which is why the terraced spaces are nice and comfy. Oh, Murdoch. I always love how you always find a way to teach me something new. Aww. I love you too. Okay. We have places to go. Oh, right. Get in the fucking truck. Sorry. You should be. The two of them squeeze into the back, packing themselves against Nick. But William looks very confused. Wait. Why is he white? They, please, Mr. Adler. William, you can't just ask people why they're white. The hell are you talking about? It's a pretty ordinary question. Are you, If I had to take a guess, it sounds as though Mr. Adler has never seen Mean Girls. What? There's no possible way that that's true. Everybody has seen Mean Girls. The fuck's Mean Girls? With all due respect, Mr. Adler, this is too shocking to hear. Is it? Yes. Because everybody has seen Mean Girls. Well, not me. William. It has Lindsay Lohan in it? I don't know who Lindsay Lohan is. No. You know who Lindsay Lohan is. You know her if you saw her. I'm sorry, I'm not a teenage girl. That's no excuse. Lindsay Lohan is 35. Most of the teenage girls who knew her are your age now. She just got into trouble this year for trying to sell NFTs. It was all over Twitter. Fuck Twitter. You're online way too much. No, this isn't about me. I bet even Sam knows about Mean Girls. Don't you, Sam? I have never seen Mean Girls. Of course. See? Everybody but you knows Mean Girls. We're gonna have to make you watch it on a date night at some point, I suppose. I'm gonna answer my original question. Why is he... Are they white now? Well, it's a bit embarrassing to be put on the spot. But I assure you, this is all natural. I didn't expect your country's climate to get cold enough for this to happen, but my winter coat rolled in last week. If it were a dye job, I would have tried to make it a bit more exciting. But these days, I think white fur is very pog. God, Cliff. They're staring at me, and I fight the impulse to steer us all off the road and into the water. That would definitely be me if I heard someone say pog in my presence. The hell's pog? We got a long drive ahead of us. I hate driving. Me too. I felt like I'm slowly losing my mind. Alright, what does everybody need? I want to get back to Will's house before dark. Did Will get a tree? Yes, I got the damn tree. Well, I just wanted to make sure this year. Okay. Does it have lights on it? Of course Wait. Damn it, I did forget something. How could you forget the lights on the tree? Oh, I didn't. But the tree is definitely incomplete. Drop me off at the Home Depot when we get to it. I have some surprises to pick up as well. Where to? I said it's a surprise, you rogue. They giggle. Okay, but am I pushing you out of the car? I can't stop in the middle of the goddamn parking lot. Where am I taking you? Oh, I'm terribly sorry. The bookstore will suffice. Don't worry, Cliff. Sam is just a cranky driver. I'm not cranky. I just don't want to fucking crash. No. You are cranky. Those are the words spoken by road rage. But since you were asking, you can drop me off at the Happy Cook. I need an offset spatula. I don't know what that is. It is very important to me. I eye the fox in the car mirror. And what about you? Oh, I already did all my Christmas shopping. Then why are you here? To watch you all panic. Reminder that I'm at the wheel. If you want to see panic, I can show you panic. Jesus Christ, no. I just wanted to be out of that house for a bit. Shopping is fun. Not when it's Christmas Eve and you're driving, it isn't. Okay, deep breaths. Before I drop everyone off, we agree to meet back at the coffee shop in the strip mall. When I arrive, I can hear the voices of Mariah Carey pull me into the bosom of her airtight red leotard as I wad into line again, order a cappuccino, then slip into a corner booth. It's crowded as hell, but at least it's nice and warm in here. I can finally take off this damn coat. Feels like I'm skinning myself peeling it off my body. Not that the itchy sweater underneath is any better. I'm almost jealous of that lynx I see walking around outside. If I had a thicker coat of fur like that, I bet I could probably settle for wearing a t-shirt during Christmas too. I scratch at my chest, grabbing one of the napkins on the table and messing around with it, turning it over in my paw. Cliff showed me how to fold these once at Will's birthday party, but I forgot. I think I kept ripping them up by accident with my claws. Murdoch had to go out and get new ones at the store. I catch myself smiling just as Mariah Carey hits that last high note and snaps me back to reality. Someone calls out, barely audibly, over the music. Samuel Ayres? Samuel Ayres, your cappuccino is ready. Shit, right, my coffee. I rush to the black cat behind the counter, who's holding up the coffee with an increasingly frustrated look on her face. Thanks. And, it's Samuel. Samuel Ayres. I can see her name on her tag. The cat tilts her head. I'm paid $7.25 an hour. To be honest, I don't care. Unless you're gonna give me a big tip. Right. Sorry. She tilts her head and smiles. But Merry Christmas, sir! There's still barely contained rage in her voice. I take the coffee back to the booth, where I drink it in silence. I can feel her eyes drilling into me for the eternity of Jingle Bell Rock. 3 hours pass before I see everybody again, and we finally go back to Will's house. The ride back is just as testy. I told you, I don't give the Salvation Army ringers any attention. I just like their tubas. Well, yeah, that's how those fuckers get you. But their music was rather joyly. You don't usually see live performances outside of shops so often. I'd like their one song if they weren't listed on every non-profit watch list as a hate group. Exactly. They turn folks away from their shelters if they find out that they're trans or gay. They ask them at the doors on freezing nights. I was not thinking about their organization. I was just thinking about the tubas. I wonder how well they toot with my foot up their ass. As horrible as they are, you shouldn't make a scene with the Salvation Army people. They're well connected to the local businesses. Just put used gum in the donation kettle like an ordinary person. If you wanted to hear real music, you should have come to the bookstore with me. Hatsune Miku herself gave the best performance for Color of Drops I have ever seen from her. I've never heard of a concert happening in a bookstore. It's a hobby shop too. I buy my figurines there. As a Vocaloid performer, Hatsune Miku can be projected from her live audiences into the store and perform across many nations and stages at once. Oh. So, she's one of those Japanese cartoons? No. As I have stated before, she is a Vocaloid performer with a voice bank reconstructed by performer Saki Fujita. Performances have to be carefully designed and choreographed. But she's not a real person. Is she? The question hangs in the air a bit. She's as real as any celebrity persona performing a public role, is she not? As far as I'm concerned, she's just as valid as any other artist. Just so we're clear, we are still talking about the cartoon. Yes. We are still talking about the cartoon. Yes. No. She is an artist, Will. They're starting to sound a little desperate there. She's just pixels, Cliff. Well, if that's your perspective, Sam, then surely you can say a painting is just pigment. Or that film is just photons of light exciting electrons and cathode ray tubes. What the fuck are you talking about? Merely perspective, of course. People aren't computer programs. Maybe not electronic computer programs. But biological ones? Maybe. There's some sense to that. Can y'all talk about literally anything else? Alright, fine. Now, if you want to see an actual cartoon, Will, check out my phone. I swear, it's the funniest shit I've ever seen. Please don't be about a pickle. I zone out for the rest of the conversation. Seconds turn into minutes as I watch the road and the lights, and see that there's another set of flurries falling down the sky. When we finally get back to Will's house, I have to step out of the car to stretch my legs. But when I get inside, the tension starts to leave me, and I pace about this house, examining all the decorations. Not bad, Will. Better than I thought you could pull off anyway. I can hear him ripping through a cardboard box in the foyer. Then he comes out with the cord around his arm. What do you have there? Something special. No peeking till it's ready, though. Go on, get. Alright, fuck. I decide to check up on Nikolai in the kitchen. I knew he said that he'd be making cookies of some sort, but it looks like he's putting icing into piping bags rather than rolling out any dough. So what are you up to? Initially, I had the mind to make traditional Florentines. But since Clifford introduced me to TikTok, I have seen far too many tips and tricks for royal icing not to do a cookie house this year. He tilts his head and fixates his gaze on a cookie as he pipes its underside, and then adheres it to a cardboard base. A strong, sturdy house. With a pun for ducks? Ducks? You, need anything? Patience and luck. I, can see that. Well, I'll leave you to it. I move back into the living room where Murdoch and Cliff are sitting on the couch. Cliff's head's on the fox's shoulder. The white fur looks good on him. When Murdoch sees me, his eyes light up a little. So, what's the plan before dinner, exactly? I shrug. I got nothing. What do y'all usually do on Christmas Eve? In Shippersburg, we'd sing around the tree and play board games together. I've heard enough carols to last me a lifetime. I think we all have, and I doubt Will would be the type to have any board games. Cliff nuzzles into Murdoch's neck fur. What about you, love? Well, it's something of a tradition for my family to tell ghost stories. Hard to call scary stories on Christmas traditional. On the contrary, it's steeped in centuries of tradition. Ever heard of A Christmas Carol? Huh. I guess I never thought of that one as a horror, so I never called it a ghost story. Ghost stories told during Christmas became more popular in Western culture in the Victorian era, but frightening stories taking place during the time span of the winter solstice is common. People back in the day had to spend considerable amounts of time indoors just to take refuge from the cold, and probably passes the time talking about all the noises they heard outside their house after dark. That's a bit deeper than my reasoning. Oh? My grandmother celebrated Yule instead of Christmas, so I like to think passing the tradition on to us was just another way of giving my mother the middle finger. So I've taken up the practice of celebrating Yule more seriously. Christmas is more for snacks and presents. But you're the most festive-looking person here. Exactly. Never trust the person who's trying too hard. Noted. So, how do you celebrate Yule anyway? It's celebrated a little differently depending on which branch of neo-paganism you follow. But generally, Yule is considered a celebration of transition and change. You can assemble a log adorned with berries and pine cones, or stuff it with cloves and cinnamon, or other nice-smelling spices. Then you burn it, generally in a fireplace, to symbolically release the energy of the past, and transform it into something new for the coming year. The idea is to release all of your negative energy. He unzips his book bag and takes out a large log that lands with a thud on the table. It's just a normal looking log, except it's stuffed with the things he said were traditional to burn. And there are pictures of his parents taped to it. Thanks. I think I get it now. You're welcome. Why don't we go back to talking about ghost stories again? Sure. What's your favorite? Probably Snowgate's. The fuck's a Snowgate? Oh, you never heard of a Snowgate before? No. Well... You know how when you go walking into the woods, and sometimes you'll find a patch of young trees that grow a little too close to one another, and their branches get all tangled up? I guess. Well, if those branches ever get leaves on them, sometimes they make a sort of canopy, and it looks like a tunnel. Those are called spring gates. This sounds like something you just made up. But when the branches get covered in ice and snow, the shape of the tunnel becomes a little more solid. Looks a little different too from the girth of the snow. That's called a snowgate. Never go inside one. And why's that? Well, Grandma always said that when something looks like a proper gate and can become one. Every gate has to have an entrance and an exit. That's what makes it a gate. I'm familiar with the concept of a gate, dipstick. Well, of course, but the thing that you might not know about freshly fallen snow is that it freezes over fairly quick. It doesn't retain its unique shape for very long. You see, Grandma said that the only way out of a snow gate is by going back the way you came. And snow gates tend to only ever exist for a few seconds. Once they stop working, they can never work again because the entrance can never exist again in all its intricacies. So what happens to the people who go through them then? Well, nobody knows. Because they disappear. And bit by bit, so do their possessions. Then the pictures of them too. And then everybody starts to forget them. Now, hold on there. You've lost the plot. Oh, have I? Well, that story doesn't make sense. If somebody can't be remembered, then how can you tell that they were gone in the first place? Well, that's covered too. Everybody collectively knows that somebody is missing, and they can all agree on it. But they can't remember any specifics. Except on rare occasions, if they stare into the snow long enough that they remember for a little while before it goes away again. Bullshit. Well, if you don't believe me, just try looking out the window then when it's snowing sometime. You might surprise yourself and see something in the snowdrifts. My eyes wander to the window. Son of a bitch! Will somebody help me with these goddamn cords? With the way that they're making me move, somebody might see through the window and think that I'm making... He sighs. Transgressive art. I'll help. Tibbets, are you sure? I won't take no for an answer. Now go ahead and toss me your cord. He gingerly tosses it with one hand. Cliff catches it in one hand with alarmingly fast reflexes. I'll spin it top to bottom. Just give me slack so that we rotate. Well, look at Tibbets go. You must have done this before. We celebrate Christmas in Batavia too. I'll have you know, I'd always help Father string up the lights around the house right after Sinterklaas. A nervous look crosses Cliff's face as if he said something that they regretted. Sinter... what now? What's that exactly? It's, a national holiday, quite similar to Christmas actually. A bearded saint comes from Spain by boat and rides its steed over the roofs of Batavia and drops them down chimneys to put gifts and candy in shoes. Steed? Candy and shoes? That sounds nasty. As if your socks and stockings are so much better. Remember the candy that I brought last year? Those are traditional Sinterklaas treats. You mean those tiny gingerbread cookies? Peppermonten, yes. I remember those. Think they made some fresh ones with Nick at some point too. The kitchen almost burned down. Or was that when they tried to make strudel waffles? So let me get this straight. It's basically Christmas, but you still celebrate Christmas. Sinterklaas is not entirely the same. Call it whatever you like, so long as there's plenty of spiced rum. How's it spelled again? You know, it's actually not that important. In fact, I love that Will brought up the seasonal drinks. They clasp their paws together. What's everybody's favorite? Murdoch arches an eyebrow, then pulls out his phone. I take Will likes rum best. Straight scotch is better if it's the nice stuff, but rum goes best in eggnog. I only fancy rum and cola. Murdoch's ears splay back as he looks at his phone again, wearing an expression like somebody just had asked him to eat a live spider, and he puts it back in his pocket. Everything alright, Murdoch? Oh, yes, I'm fine. Hard to beat a mulled wine when it's properly done, I think. Though a good brandy Alexander really hits the spot when I want something stronger. Hot chocolate for me. Isn't that a bit boring? You mean a classic? And you've never really experienced a good hot chocolate without steamed milk and hand-stirred cocoa. A nice dash of whipped cream on top and... vodka. We hear Nick boom from the kitchen. Vodka goes with anything all year. And what about you, Sam? Dark and Stormies are for Christmas night, right? Not really. Well, ain't it got ginger in it? Ginger is a year-round food. Nah, it's a Christmas thing. Why else would people make gingerbread? Sam? It's a cookie. A Christmas cookie. Ergo, ginger is a Christmas food, and dark and stormies are perfectly fine. Case closed. Oh, Will, mind if I light the fire? I think it's about the right time for me to burn this log. We should take this Christmas year's photo first. Oh, that's right. He unzips his book bag and takes out a little tripod. He then sets it on the coffee table and puts his phone on top of it, and then proceeds to fiddle with the camera settings. Nick, get in here! Picture time! Hold on! He has a light trace of powdered sugar on his jacket, and he smells a little bit like burnt sugar and sweet as he leans down the couch and burrows his head onto my shoulder. A bit soon for that, isn't it, Nick? Not as soon as you might think. The fox rushes to the other side. Will rests his chin on my head. Cliff thrusts their head below mine. Now wait a minute. 3, 2, 1. Hey! I'm kissed by a muzzle from every direction and feel very crowded, very warm, and very dizzy all of a sudden. Then I hear a clicking sound go off. Murdoch pulls away very quickly and stalks back over to the camera, studying it like it's an autopsy. That'll do. Y'all could have warned me before you do that. Nah. You always sound so cute when we surprise you. I wanted to capture the decisive moment, like in Wigi's The Naked City. The only way I'd be in a picture called The Naked City is if I'm putting it up for my Twitter superfans. Relax. It was just a reference to an important body of work. Ah, I love you all. Christmas continues, and after a few hours and a glass of eggnog, I'm completely forgotten about the stressful morning. We got our usual present exchange soon enough. I end up with a painting of the 5 of us from Cliff, a fancy pocket knife from Will, and an interesting looking book with local folk tales from Murdoch, and a rubber ducky from Nick to add to my growing collection. A toolbox? Indeed, you were looking for a new one, correct? The right one, too. Thanks, Tibbets. The socks I asked for! You like them? I had to travel far and wide to find some in your size. But then I gave up and just bought them online. Shipping didn't come cheap. I got perfume. Splendid! Oh, this present's wrapping has Will written all over it. Hey! Actually, I wrapped that one. Really though, all I could ask for is this day with them. When it gets dark enough to turn on the tree, we can finally see what Will was talking about when he meant bubble lamps. They're bulbs with water inside of them that churn with the heat. I would have been a little mesmerized by them if it weren't for the sight of the yule log with all the pine, berries, and cinnamon burning up around us. With Cliff, Nick, and William off in the kitchen making us dinner, it's just me and Murdoch in the living room. Huh. I'm way more invested in this log than I thought I'd be. Feels good to let go. That's what it's all about after all. Nah, that's not it. Oh? It's just a strange feeling is all. Huh? It's just that for some reason I thought you had put pictures on the log. But if you did, I can't remember who. Haha. Or pictures of his parents. Wait, don't go just yet. We all want to wish you a happy holidays from the Smoke Room team. We hope you enjoyed reading this bonus story. I did. This is Red the Sheep. Right here, wishing you happy holidays and a wonderful 2022. It's been an amazing 2 years writing for the Echo Project. Here's to many more. I'm assuming that's Shtar. Oh shit, let me think of something. Thanks for making this experience wonderful. Feliz Navidad and Feliz Año Nuevo a todos. I'm not sure who this person is. Hoping for another wonderful year with all of your love and support. May your holidays be merry and gay. Cardamom, wishing you all colorful, warm, and bright holiday season. Let me see if I can pronounce this, because this is Polish, I think. Godziu Welsowish. No, I can't pronounce this. I'm sorry. Let me see if I can get Google to pronounce it.
Wesołych świąt.
I guess that's how you pronounce it.
Wesołych świąt.
Vizolish. Okay, yeah, no, I can't pronounce that for some reason. But yeah, you hopefully heard how you pronounce that. Thank you all for enjoying our work. Happy holidays, everyone. Wishing everyone a very safe and Merry Christmas. May you get everything you've asked for from old Saint Nikolai. Have a holly jolly Cliffmas. Happy holidays, everyone. Hoping more good things come your way. Happy holidays. Thank y'all so much for the love and support. Happy holidays. I want to thank all of our readers for the love and support. I could not make this project without you. Go tell the people who matter in your life that you love them. We'd all like to thank you for continually supporting us and the Echo Project over the years. See you in 2022. So that was the Christmas, the Smoke Room alternate reality AU in modern days update, which was nice and wholesome. Nobody dying, no actual ghosts, monsters, or anything tormenting our poor Samuel, or threatening to kill any one of his friends. But I assume that they're a little bit more than friends. But anyways, what did you guys think? Was it nice for a change to be able to see something nice and wholesome from, coming from the Echo Project? I liked it. I thought it was cute. And I like how they all look in their modern, clothes, and how they were wearing masks because, we're still in a pandemic. It's nice to see that none of them are anti-vaxxers. And I take it that Will is like the resident, maybe... Well, since he's supposed to be like around Lindsay Lohan's age, which is around my age, unfortunately. That means he's like around my age. So that makes him a gen... Not a millennial, but like the one right next to that one. And that means that Cliff and Murdoch are like the Gen Zers. And I think Nikolai is around William's age too, so he's also the... They're not millennials, but they're what came immediately after that. But they precede the Gen Zers on the bottom. Anyways, but that was nice. It was nice. It was a nice surprise to get yesterday. I was going to try to do it yesterday, but I didn't get home until like 4 a.m. from my sister's house. And by then I was just tired and I was like, yeah, I don't want to do this. I can do it tomorrow. And I'll edit it like really quick since I didn't make that many mistakes this time around. Just right up until the end. But yeah. So anywho, thank you all for watching / listening all these all this year. And if you would like to play the, seasonal update, that's free for everyone. That's why I'm doing it right now, because it just came out yesterday and it appeared on the Patreon, but then I noticed on the Echo Discord that they said that it's for everyone. So yeah, that's why I'm doing it right now. And I'm gonna upload it hopefully today. And if you would like to play the seasonal thing, you can find it over on their Patreon or have it linked on the Discord. And I think it's also linked on the Echo Project Twitter. So obviously I'm going to put links down for those. And like I said, thank you for sticking by me this whole year and just listening to me read to you. And it's been a blast, and I enjoyed how gradually people just started appearing and then listening to my stuff and then commenting. Commenting is what I like the most, like to read your comments. And sometimes I don't respond, but sometimes I do try to respond. Like, especially if it's a particularly funny thing or something that you guys say. Or if it's like very on topic, because sometimes I get some weird comments. But yeah. I love it, and I hope that I will get to continue doing this next year. And I will continue reading all the stories you guys love, and I will try to add more to the roster as I finish, like, some of the ones that are a work in progress. And hopefully this upcoming year I'll finally start Password, to post it on here. Because, like, I said that I was going to do it, but I never did. But honestly, Grizz scares me because he's very particular about his stuff. And if you do something that he doesn't like, then he tells you. He makes it abundantly clear. But yeah. I can't wait for the merch to come out from that, though. I'm gonna buy those keychains. Anyways, but yeah, I guess that's it for now, and there are still more videos for the rest of the year for, like, the week that comes, because I think that's the last week of the year. And I said I was gonna take a break, so I don't know. I might take the first week of January off. But who knows? Knowing me, probably not. I had planned not to do anything for the week of Christmas. But obviously that, didn't happen. I actually recorded and I posted. Silly me. But anyways, yeah. I guess I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.